In today's news, Nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic finally opened in Virgin Gorda.
The Honorable Kai Reimer to address bikers' licensing and registration drive.
Run for Fun tourists donate $3,000 to the Seeds of Love program.
Acting DPP presents on BVI's criminal justice system.
The BVI Red Cross is hosting an elderly care workshop, and Tropical Rentals receives international award. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
What you really running for, boss? You could have bust a hole in your head. But see with the competition, which means about to bust a hole in your pocket.
I could get my modem, please.
Anyhow, I got something huge to show you.
I gotta be sick in your head.
Well, hold on, string bean. Ain't a kind of party. Check this. That's LTE1 for just about everyone. LTE2 for you and your boo. And hold on. Bam! Rate so low, you feel like you're free. That's LTE3 for you and the whole family.
Save even more on your internet with new pricing from CCT. Get LTE 2 now for only $149. Get LTE free for the new low price of $189. All packages are unlimited, so there's no overage charge. You don't have to run into Chaz for savings. Just stop by our store and sign up today. Come on over to CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome everybody, it's Friday, February 21st, 2020. I'm Ron Grant.
And I am Javon Wilson, of course, here with another edition of 284 News.
Yes, lots going on. Let's get right into it. Minister for Transportation, Works and Utilities, the Honorable Kai Reimer, will be addressing the community of bikers this Saturday, February 22nd, at the Ultimate Riders Run 2020 Licensing and Registration Drive. The minister will be sharing the importance of safety and operation on this means of transportation in compliance with the laws of the Virgin Islands. Honorable Reimer applauds the initiative by the private sector as riders are given an outlet and opportunity to become more conscious about road safety rules and operating their scooters legally on the roadways by way of this event. Acting Commissioner at the Department of Motor Vehicles, Mr. Gregory Skelton, said, and I quote, "This weekend, Saturday, February 22nd, is a licensing and registration drive. The DMV will be present administering written tests, rider skills tests, as well as registering and licensing scooters." Ms. Tashima Martin, one of the directors of the event, said, and I quote, "We are going to be offering safety tips and licensing and registration initiatives. We have partnered with the Department of Motor Vehicles, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, insurance companies, and riding instructors in an effort to facilitate our initiative this coming Saturday, February 22nd at 10 a.m. behind the R.T. O'Neill Administration Complex. Obtaining a scooter license is as follows. Must be at least 16 years or older. You have your NHI card, successfully complete the motorcycle scooter written test, obtain a learner's permit when learning to ride, successfully completed the motorcycle scooter road test." This is the second time this event is being sponsored. Of course, 284 News will be live and direct to cover, and we wish them all the best.
Absolutely, and I'm really happy to see the minister, the overseeing minister, of course,
Most
Honorable
definitely.
Kai Reimer, really taking to the forefront to lead the charge when it comes to the conversation, a conversation that we need to be having about the bikers community. I know Ms. Tashima, is her name?
Yes, Tashima
for,
Martin.
like you said, for the second year in a row, they've been trying to somewhat change the stigma around the biking community. So I'm really happy to see this conversation happening. And of course, bikers, you are so encouraged to come out and register.
Indeed.
This is going to be a great, great event. We're moving right along. Virgin Gorda, viewers, is in full celebration mode with the grand opening of the Nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic that was commissioned just yesterday. Now, the launch marked the end to a 11-year journey that began in 2009 when the land was purchased, but for various reasons, through several overseeing ministers, the program constantly came to a halt. Most recently, Ron, we saw one of those pauses being in 2017,
Yes.
of course, post Hurricanes Irma and Maria. But after what the Premier is calling a collaborative effort, the project finally came into fruition yesterday and promises to provide quality health care and relief to the residents of Virgin Gorda. Now, we interviewed quite a number of persons during our visit there yesterday. Let's take a look at what some of them had to say. We are here on a very special day, of course, a special day for Virgin Gorda, but by default, the British Virgin Islands, the grand official handover ceremony for the Iris O'Neill Clinic in Virgin Gorda. Now, Premier, Honorable Premier, 2009, we got the lands. Years later, through several governments, finally being able to see this project into fruition. Tell us, what are you feeling today and what are you most proud of?
Well, today is a great day for the people in Virgin Gorda to finally get their medical center, the Iris O'Neill Medical Center, a modern center where slowly but surely all the facilities that are available in Tortola will soon be available here, but they have started on a small scale. So today is a great day for the people of the Virgin Gorda and the people of the Virgin Islands and all overall, because what we saw is that from the way back when Little Dix was able to swap the lands for us to get these lands long before my time, right up to Mr. O'Neill being able to get this portion for the Nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic to the former government, with Honorable Ronnie Skelton being the minister, starting the project, and then now come to us where we are able to finally complete the project and turn it over to the people of the Virgin Islands. It shows that once we remain as a people of oneness in purpose, we'll get anything done for the people of the Virgin Islands. It's indeed a gracious day. So I'm really proud of our efforts together, the contractor, all the donors. So many people donated, including Jalil, who is sick, but he still sent his donation. So out of his pain, he found his purpose, because his first donation came when he was sick in Tortola, and now he's still sick again and contributing to the hospital in Virgin Gorda. That's the spirit of BVI love that we made up, and that's the thread that keeps us as Virgin Islanders and belongers and the people of the Virgin Islands with the unity that I continue to spread and to preach, because the thread of unity is through us as the people of the Virgin Islands.
Our viewers, we are here with the overseeing minister, of course, for the Ministry of Health. Wonderful day in the British Virgin Islands, especially for our Virgin Guardians. Just tell us, Honorable Malone, how are you feeling just to see this project finally come into fruition?
Well, as I mentioned in the remarks that I give, this stands on the shoulders of giants for ministries and for the people of Virgin Gorda. They are deserving of it, and we had to make sure that we did it in a way, and so they could be proud of the facility they're going to have, and we're going to be challenged to make sure that we get the professionals that they deserve in here. The maintenance of this facility is going to be important to us, so that years to come, we can look in terms of expanding the services, and the people of the Virgin Gorda and the surrounding communities will be pleased with all that is given.
Viewers, as you can see, both our Premier Honorable Foy as well as Honorable Carvin Malone, the overseeing minister for the health sector, of course, very, very happy.
Very proud and excited,
about the reopening of the clinic. Now, according to the CEO of BVI, the Health Services Authority, Dr. Ronald Georges, the new clinic will guarantee the island access to diagnostic care, pharmaceutical care, laboratory and imaging services, and that includes, of course, x-rays and ultrasounds. A physician will be accessible up until 10 p.m. daily, but the CEO said that by the end of this year, we'll be happy to see 24-hour access to emergency care right there on the island of Virgin Gorda. Now, Ron, even though this is a government-led project,
Yes.
the Minister for Immigration, Labor and Natural Resources, and of course Representative for the 9th, Honorable Vincent Whitley, he publicly thanked and acknowledged the community-spirited donors as well as corporate BVI for stepping up with donations. Ron, we had young Jalil Cameron donating $2,000.
Amazing philanthropic efforts. He just surprises every time.
And he is, by the way, sick and recovering from surgery, so we want to send our speedy recovery wishes to him. But just it speaks volumes of who he is, even in a time of pain, like the Premier said, a time of purpose for him. So he donated $2,000, Speedies with $10,000. I think Mr. Nice Guy donated a television worth $2,000. We had Gumption with $2,000 as well, and refreshingly, Ron, Dr. Hesketh Vanterpool. I think this is really surprising
Great
for
stuff.
me because we know he represents the private medical sector.
institutions, yeah.
So we caught up with Dr. Hesketh Vanterpool. Let's see what he had to say. Vanderpool, you represent the private sector. Of course, you continue to extend your wings throughout the length and breadth of the British Virgin Islands. But today we see you even making a sizable donation to this facility, of course, under the public sector. Just speak to the importance of that collaboration for the British Virgin Islands.
Well, a few years ago, a couple of years ago, I made an even more sizable donation to Peebles Hospital. And people asked me, well, why were you making a donation of that much to Peebles Hospital? I said, listen, one of these days, it could be me or my family or somebody related to me, and if something happens to us, very likely an accident or something, the first place that we're all going to end up is Peebles Hospital. So it's now called Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital, but we are part of the public health system, and I also have my own private healthcare system. So both have to work together. I like to use the phrase, a rising tide lifts all boats. The tide for improvement in healthcare is rising very rapidly in the British Virgin Islands. It's rising through the private sector and it's rising through the government sector. And ultimately, we're all going to benefit from this rising tide that raises the standard of healthcare here in the BVI. And I'm pleased to see that Peebles, Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital is making strides. I'm pleased to see that this Iris O'Neill Medical Center is here. And I want to see, it's just for the good of the people of the BVI, the visitors, etc. Right. So I'm excited, to be honest.
All right, Dr. Hesketh Vanderpool, thank you so much, and thank you so much, sir, for joining us as well.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
That, of course, is Dr. Hesketh Vanderpool. Now, we know in the past he would have donated significantly to People's Hospital,
Yes.
Ron, now known as the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital. This time around, we see him pledging a massive $10,000
Amazing.
to the, of course, Iris O'Neill Clinic over there in Virgin Gorda.
One of the
Just
things,
really good
Jovan, I
news.
love about this is that, of course, we know that Eureka recently
Yes.
opened in Virgin Gorda, and one of the things that Dr. Vanderpool said at that opening ceremony, which I thought was pretty not only true but profound, he said, I know the Nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic is coming along. This is in no way a competition,
Right.
but it's a partnership. It's a team effort, and I think based on his amazing donation, I see that's exactly what it is. It's not a competition, it's a partnership.
Absolutely.
And making sure that at the end of the day, all residents of the Virgin Islands have access to great health care.
Quality healthcare,
Yes.
definitely. And those are just some of the donors,
Yes.
Ron. There was quite a list. Of course, we had the Rotary family who donated
course.
$50,000 for equipment. So overall, we're just happy to see corporate as well as the public sector coming together in the British Virgin Islands for the ultimate good of the people. Now, viewers, still ahead, Acting DPP presents on BVI's criminal justice system and Ready to Serve, as well as the BVI Red Cross. They're about to host an elderly care workshop that you probably want to know about. Stick around for more 284 News.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for calling CCT. Trumpet speaking. How can I help? Well, so you know February is the month of love. Yes, and we all love data. And because we love you so much, yes, we decided to give double data. But wait, let me slow it down for you. Follow my voice. Activate any hero plan, double data. Activate any 2 gig plan, double data. It don't stop there. Pay your bill before February 12th and have a chance to win a lunch or dinner for 2. Yes, I said it. For 2.
Double the data and double the fun when you fall in love with our deals for the month of February. Activate a hero plan or 2 gigabyte data plan and get double data. That's enough for you and your boo or your crew. And don't miss out on the chance to win lunch or dinner for 2 if you pay your bill before February 12th. Activate any hero plan or 2 gigabyte data plan. Come enjoy the month of love on us.
Thank you for calling CCT. Have a blessed day. Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for calling CCT. Trumpet speaking. How can I help? Well,
Viewers, if you're now joining us, this is 284 News. Now, moving right along, just today, the BVI welcomes some very special guests to our shores. The Run for Fun Cruise Tours team, of course, via the Norwegian Epic cruise ship. Now, it was quite a spectacle at the BVI Pier Park, and based on what you'll see, a pretty enthusiastic bunch. So we caught up with the BVI Tours Board's events and sponsorship coordinator, Mrs. Cindy Roseanne Jones. Listening.
Today, Friday, February 21st, the BVI Tourist Board welcomes some 200 runners from the Run for Fun Cruise Tours organization. They came in on the Norwegian Epic. Some 200 runners that did a 5K run from the Pier Park down to the Queen Elizabeth Park and back. We were happy to welcome them here. This is the second year an event such as this is happening, and it shows that our cruise tourism can take diversification, and there are other things to do on the island besides sightseeing, and the fact that sports tourism is a welcome thing to our brand. We were happy to have them. The event turned out really well. We had the junior minister for tourism, the chairman for tourism. We also had the minister for sports on hand, and they were all able to welcome the guests to the territory.
That was the beautiful Cindy Roseanne Jones. Now, in addition to enjoying the beauty of our shores, the team of 200 plus made a sizable donation of $3,000 to the BVI Tours Board's Seed of Love program.
Amazing.
Ron. As you can see there, they're participating in the tree planting exercise that is in the Burnham Electrical area just across from Bobby's. They were flanked, of course, by Sports Minister Natalia Whitley, Honorable Neville Sheep-Smith, Honorable Vincent Whitley, Honorable Shari De Castro, as well as the BVI Tours Board's chairwoman, the beautiful Canisius Prof. Now, Ron, this is just another dynamic opportunity, of course, to welcome new tourists to our shores, and of course some much needed funds as we think about the Seeds of Love program, of course pushing it ahead, seeing us replenishing the vegetation, especially post-Irma, something that we definitely need.
Indeed, a great initiative, and you could see the excitement as they participated and walked through De Castro Street. They were very excited and happy to be able to be contributing back to our society in a very much needed way too.
Different too.
Yeah,
when you
absolutely.
think about the prospects of the tourism industry, but more specifically sports tourism.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Acting Director of Public Prosecutions, Mrs. Tiffany Scatliff Esprit, made a presentation on the BVI criminal justice system at a leadership meeting with officials from Her Majesty's Customs and the United States Virgin Islands Department of Justice. The Federal Law Enforcement Leadership Meeting was held on February 18th at the Ron D. Lew Federal Building in Charlotte-Amalie, St. Thomas to restore the relationship between federal law enforcement stationed in the USVI and the Virgin Islands, which became inactive following the 2017 hurricanes. Mrs. Scatliff Esprit presented to the group and explained the differences between the two systems, highlighted concerns and priorities of the BVI law enforcement agencies, and suggested ways that both jurisdictions could work together in the investigation of cross-jurisdiction crimes, including border control, human trafficking, drug trafficking, and money laundering, and other matters of mutual concern. U.S. Attorney for the United States Virgin Islands, Ms. Gretchen C.F. Schappert thanked Mrs. Scatliff Esprit for her presentation and expressed her desire for the two offices to work together on issues of mutual concern as they did prior to the weather events of 2017. Now, of course, the meeting concluded with efforts to organize a larger meeting with all law enforcement agencies for both jurisdictions later this year. Now, Jovan, when it comes to partnership, we're always talking about the brotherhood of the U.S. Virgin Islands and the BVI, but this is a prime example of us working together to really not only crack down on crime, but to really assist both jurisdictions in criminal matters, and I think it's a step in the right direction. We see where the partnership could definitely lend to both countries, and I think it's something that has been well needed, so kudos to the acting DPP for that step.
Absolutely, and one of the things we have to realize with a lot of these initiatives, especially the ones that we're trying to introduce to the BVI, a lot of times we don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel.
Of course,
we can
yeah.
look at the models on both sides of the spectrums and be able to learn from them. So I'm really happy to see us being able to strengthen that allegiance between the USVI and the British Virgin Islands.
Still ahead, Territorial Rentals receive International Award, and the BVI Red Cross comes on, and they're inviting persons to register for their upcoming elderly care training, which you want to tune into and hear lots about. All this and more when 284 News returns.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages. Viewers, we're counting down to the end of your 284 News edition, of course, for today. The BVI Red Cross, as you know it through their philanthropic efforts, lends greatly to the development of our community, but extends beyond through workshops that lifts the level of care right here in the Virgin Islands. One such workshop is the upcoming training program for elderly care. So we saw it important, of course, to head on over to the BVI Red Cross location. Let's take a look. Viewers, we're so honored to be joining you from the BVI Red Cross location right here in Roetown, Tortola. To my right, I have the director, Ms. Stacy Lloyd of the BVI Red Cross. To my left, program facilitator, we have Nurse Sherry-Ann George Smith. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
All right, so I'll just start off with you, Mrs. Lloyd. The BVI Red Cross for quite a number of years have lended significantly to lifting the standard of healthcare for the elderly in the community. Let's just talk about, what this program is and how persons can get involved in it.
Good morning, everyone. The program that we're talking about is our Home Care Basics class. This program started in 1997. And this year, the program will be starting on March 3rd. And basically what the program is about, it's a 3-year certified training course. It's been tailored as a teaching tool for home health aides for many, many years. The program lasts for 12 weeks and it starts on March 3rd, and it's held 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, here at the Red Cross branch. Classes start at 5 o'clock and ends at 7 o'clock. The course is very hands-on. It's practical, and a lot of it is theory, and we have persons from different healthcare within the industry come in and participate with the students. So we'll have nurses who are particularly versed in nutrition who would lend their expertise on that specific day. A nurse would get more into that.
So I know it's a course that's been ongoing for quite a number of years. Can you speak to the response we've had over the years?
The years, it's been steady. It's been very good. We strive to have no more than 15 students in our class because, of course, it's more conducive for learning. And our space, we want to make sure that the space is adequate in terms for hands-on. And this year, we had our last program in December, and now we're doing our next course in March. So in terms of the advertising, it's been a very short window. And so the response has been good. It can be great. So hopefully we want persons to come down to the branch if you're interested in registering for this course.
Okay. All right, Nurse Sherry-Ann, so you've been with the BVI Red Cross as a volunteer for quite a number of years, of course, lending your service significantly. Let's speak about what specifically the program will be delving into and the importance of the program in general.
Okay, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. The program is a very good one because, as we recognize, healthcare demands are changing, especially as it relates to the elderly. People are living longer, and so people need, someone to assist them with their care. And what this program teaches is how to care for people generally in their own homes. Okay, so what this program aims to do is to go through the process of aging and, to help people to understand the needs of our elderly population. The program is based on the elderly, but in some instances where persons are disabled and need some assistance, those persons can also be of help to a family in need. So the program starts off usually with a course in ethics. We are very big on ethical principles. We don't want people to believe that because we say home care basics and because they're elderly, they just can go in there and do what they want. We want them to understand that ethics plays a role in what this course is about. We bring out professionalism. You can't just dress anyhow. If you get into home care basics, it is a career, it's a job, it's a profession. If you were working in an office, will you go with a thin strap top on you? Things like that we tend to help the people to understand. Appropriateness of the, how you carry yourself when you're a graduate member of the Home Care Basics program of the BVI Red Cross. And then we take it from there and then we go into the aspects of aging. So we look at things like dementia, nutrition, chronic diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes, persons who may have other chronic ailments like asthma. And we really help them to understand what the program is all about, how to care for people with certain conditions. Even the person who doesn't have any chronic illness, they're just a healthy elderly, how you assist them at home.
Okay. Well, I recognize just based on the content you've just delivered that, it might be for professionals, persons considering a career in that specific area, but I get somewhat of, this is also preparing the average person. For example, if I had an elderly mom with a disability, or am I correct in understanding that this could be of benefit to any person, the average person in the community?
Yes, it is, and I'm glad you raised that point because we want people to understand it's not only for persons who want to care, but for persons who may have somebody to be cared for. So you to understand what is happening to that relative of yours, mother, father, sister, and what to expect when people comes into your home, and how you as the employer also need to treat the persons who will be employed by you. So it is good for anyone.
Thank you so much. All right, in closing off, I just want to to remind the viewers, of course, if registration is still open, how they can get involved. Maybe there's a cost attached to the package. Just remind the viewers of how they can get involved.
Persons that are interested in registering for the program, basically all you have to do is visit our branch, the Red Cross branch in Station Avenue. You fill out a registration form and the fee is $400. Registration is still open.
That's a 12-week program.
It's a 12-week program, correct. So once your application is completed and you pay up your fee, then you're automatically into the program.
So, and we see here another great extension of the BVI Red Cross, of course, the family to live the standard of healthcare in the British Virgin Islands as we strive to take better care of our gems.
We always
BVI
do.
Gems.
Yes. A BVI company, Tropical Rentals Limited, has received the Exceptional Achievement Award for Customer Service Excellence. The achievement was awarded by Enterprise Holdings Incorporated, the parent brand of Almo. Tropical Rentals Limited is owned by businessman Mr. Alan Parker. The company is an independent franchise that operates under the international car rental brands Almo, National, and Enterprise. Mr. Parker attributes the win to the rental services manager, Ms. Michelle Hodge, and the rest of the team. Tropical Rentals achieved the 84% Service Quality Index, or SQI, in 2019, which means they exceeded the 2019 standard, which was set by 80%. The QI is a customer service standard administered by Enterprise Holdings Incorporated. Commenting on the company's 2020 outlook, Mr. Parker indicated plans to rebuild the Tropical Rentals Limited office in West End, Tortola, and of course on Virgin Gorda by the end of this year. Congratulations again to Mr. Alan Parker and his team there at Almo. Great job.
Awesome, exceeding expectations, of course, and lifting the standard right here in the British Virgin Islands. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com. We have a wealth of written articles over there. Of course, like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI if you're on Instagram as well as Twitter. My name is Javon Wilson.
And I'm Ron Grant. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank all our viewers all across the island from East End to West End on Virgin Gorda, Jas Van Dyke, and of course Anegada. Regionally, we have our persons tuning in and making sure they're keeping updated. So we thank you so much. We will again see you on Monday as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We are 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news right here on 284 Media. Happy Friday, everybody. Bye-bye.